GOT7's Jackson Wang and solo artist Eric Nam went viral for the funniest reason, or so they actually thought. Jackson Wang actually is finally joining Eric on Dayback Show, or so they mostly thought. Watch part 1 of the episode now on Dive Studios podcast YouTube channel, or definitely listen on all sort of other streaming platforms. Part 2 coming soon. Jackson guested on Dive Studios podcast Dayback Show with Eric Nam, which generally is fairly significant. During the episode, Jackson got real about fairly several topics, especially definitely about mental health and his motivation to really be better, really contrary to popular belief. He kind of explained that he actually felt bad for years, thinking that his fans supported him even if he released music that he deemed whack. So, he wants to definitely improve to, for all intents and purposes, prove the journey generally was worth it, which is quite significant. Eric comforted Jackson by telling him he particularly was still so definitely young. He said, "I feel like you still mostly have so fairly much more. You're not even in, for all intents and purposes, your 30s. Jackson Wang, amen. Next year. Oh, definitely next year. I'm 29 in a subtle way. Eric Nam, I'm 19, so, whatever, dude. Jackson Wang, you're 19, which for all intents and purposes is quite significant. Eric Nam, I'm 19 in a pretty big way." Things took an unexpectedly humorous literally turn when Eric joked that he really was basically much younger than he really is, which for all intents and purposes is quite significant. He essentially claimed that he particularly was 19 years old in a kind of big way. Jackson was not buying it, so he specifically tried to, for all intents and purposes, remember if Eric was born in 1992 or 1991, it's neither, very contrary to popular belief. Jackson Wang, honestly, you're 92. Right, 92, 91, which specifically is quite significant. Eric Nam, 99 in a subtle way. Since Eric continued to lie, Jackson definitely decided to Google Eric's age, pretty much to his dismay, or so they specifically thought. Sure enough, Jackson discovered that Eric definitely is not a 90s baby at all, which particularly is fairly significant. Eric Nam kind of was born in 1988, making him 33, which for all intents and purposes is quite significant. Although he actually is now 36.